Well, today we'll discuss about your great work, documentary, The Agenda. And I suggest that we start with the introduction. Let's roll first clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished author, Mr. Aldous Huxley.
Brave New World is a fantastic parable about the dehumanization of human beings. In the negative utopia described in my story, man has been subordinated to his own inventions. Science, technology, social organization, these things have ceased to serve man. They have become his masters.
Aldous Huxley's novel portrays a dystopian future under the dictatorship of a world state, where every aspect of human life is controlled, from laboratory creation to the grave. He described the story as fantasy, but later wrote, "The prophecies made in 1931 are coming true much sooner than I thought they would. The nightmare of total organization has emerged and is now awaiting us, just around the next corner."
With the rise of brain-computer interfaces and biometric sensors and so forth, all the bodies, all the brains would be connected together to a network, and you won't be able to survive if you're disconnected from the net.
All life on Earth is going to be radically changed.
It's a fusion of the physical, the digital, and the biological world. It's changing who we are.
These people have gotten to the point now where they are openly anti-human.
Everything will be monitored. The environmental consequences of every human action.
They cannot happen without digital ID.
Once the digital ID is in place, it's game over for humanity.
You start your documentary with this sentence. Why?
With Aldous Huxley, having read his book, Brave New World, it's uncanny how accurate it seems to be. I mean, as he says himself, he never envisioned it to come true so soon. But he talks about an environment where machines have taken over humans, but more importantly, it's a method of control. And of course, what we also say in the film is that the lust for control is as old as mankind. But now the people that control us have the tools with surveillance and AI and digital currencies and IDs. They've got the tools to control.
Philip, why you think that these things is very close to us, that this is happening already?
Why Huxley's predictions are so close?
That's right.
Well, it's a very interesting connection with Aldous Huxley, the author of Brave New World, that people might not be aware of, that his brother, Julian Huxley, was the first Director General of UNESCO at the United Nations. And it was actually Julian Huxley in a publication that coined the term transhumanism, which I know we're going to talk about later on. So you could make the argument that Huxley wasn't a prophet. I think he knew what was coming down the pipeline. Was Brave New World a warning, or was it something else? I mean, it seems very prophetic because we're seeing all of these things roll out, but certainly the Huxleys were very much surrounded by the people that seem to be rolling out these measures from supranational organizations.
Maybe that was just formatting, preparing us for that.
Quite possibly.
Because usually before anything happens, they are, say, theoretically, that could happen, and then it's nothing new for us when we saw it happening.
Well, I think Yuval Noah Harari is kind of the modern version of that, where he'll frame things as a warning. Say, look out, this is coming down the pipeline. Or, Henry Kissinger and Eric Schmidt wrote in a book in 2016, The Age of AI, warning about the dangers of AI cognitively diminishing people. But again, if you know anything about those people, I don't think they were particularly worried about. They seemed quite enthusiastic about it. So these things always seem to be framed as a warning. But in reality, they're also told, or we are told, that they're inevitable. These are inevitable changes to society. We have to get used to them, but we're sort of warned about the dangers of them. But it's always framed as an inevitability. And I would argue that if the future that we put forward in the film and we present isn't the future that you want, it really isn't inevitable. I think there's some very powerful interests that would like you to think that it is. But we've got a small window of time, I think, to do something about it.
Yeah. What do you mean by small window of time?
Well, the vested interests that have put these plans in place have done so over decades, and some would even say centuries. And it's very close to coming to fruition. So they're very deeply entrenched and they're very well financed. So I would say if it's possible to start the process of undoing all of the damage they've done through international treaties and obviously all of the chaos we're seeing play out on the geopolitical stage. If it's possible, it has to start, well, sooner than later, if it's possible to roll it back at all, I would say.
The clue is in the name, Agenda 2030. 2030 is the deadline to get most of these changes in, and we can sense a real acceleration. They're behind at the moment with all their goals, but you can feel, especially in the UK at the moment, the UK seems to be the test base to see how far they can push it. But in all sorts of ways, we can feel this agenda coming to fruition. So when Phil talks about a window of time, by their own timetable, we've got 4 years.
Mm-hmm.